J-Bone here, and I've got everything you need to know before you watch the 2023 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. J-Bone! First up, the logistics. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix race weekend begins on Friday, March 17th with free practices 1 and 2. Free practice 3 and qualifying are on Saturday, March 18th, and the Grand Prix itself is on Sunday, March 19th at noon Central Standard Time, which is 5 p.m. UTC. The Grand Prix is taking place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which is located on and takes up the majority of the Arabian Peninsula in the Middle East, and this will be just the third running of this event. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix will be contested over the course of 50 laps around the Jeddah Corniche circuit in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabian Grand Prix's Jeddah Corniche circuit is one of the most absurd circuits in all of Formula One. First, it contains the most corners on the entire F1 calendar with an insane 27. If you were wondering, the F1 circuit with the fewest number of corners is the Austrian Grand Prix's Red Bull Ring, which features just 10. Second, Jeddah Corniche circuit is the fastest street circuit on the F1 calendar and the fastest street circuit in F1 history with an average speed of around 160 miles an hour or 250 kilometers an hour. This makes it the second fastest circuit overall behind just Monza. Third, along with being the second fastest circuit, Jeddah Corniche is also the second longest circuit on the F1 calendar, behind only Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. Jeddah Corniche being the second longest circuit and also the second fastest circuit makes it a unique challenge for drivers, which is probably why both of the qualifyings and races that it has hosted have been extremely chaotic. Now, after saying all that, I must also point out that according to many commentators, drivers, and myself, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is the most dangerous race on the F1 calendar. Because the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix is a street race, the circuit is both very narrow and features few runoff areas. This means that just the slimmest margin of error can send a car crashing into a wall and then right back out onto the racing line. And when you add in the fact that the Jeddah Corniche circuit is the second fastest circuit in F1 and also features numerous blind corners around which drivers will be coming full speed with little room for reaction time should a car ahead of them crash, it makes a very big incident in Saudi Arabia a very real possibility. Here's to praying that we do not see the big one this weekend. The main areas of the Jeddah Corniche circuit that you'll want to pay attention to are as follows. There's turn 1, which is slow speed and has a short run-up, so always provides incredible entertainment at race start and all race restarts. There's the turn 13 hairpin, which is one of Formula One's few banked corners with 12 degrees of banking. There is turn 27, the circuit's final turn, which cars get incredibly close to, especially during qualifying when they're on their flying laps. You may even see a car hit the wall at turn 27 and ruin what would otherwise be arguably the greatest qualifying lap in history. I'm a neutral F1 fan, and I'm still not over that lap, Max, just like I am still not over Lando's 2021 Russian Grand Prix. And, as always, you got to watch out for the overtake-friendly DRS zones, of which there are 3 at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. There's one on the pit straight between turns 27 and 1. There's one on the back straight between turns 19 and 22. And there's another one on the back side of the pit straight between turns 24 and 27. These DRS zones have the same detection lines as they did last season when we watched Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc play those legendary games of DRS chicken at them. And only time will tell if we are about to see more DRS chicken this weekend. In preparation for and/or celebration of DRS Chicken, make sure to buy the DRS Chicken merch that I, myself, J-Bone, designed, available now in the Formula Bone shop. J-Bone! Next up, here are your storylines to follow for the 2023 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Your first storyline, is Toto Wolff a liar? Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff believes Mercedes could bounce back this weekend in Saudi Arabia after a very disappointing performance in Bahrain that led to Mercedes sending out one of the most bizarre and overly dramatic apology letters of all time to their fans. Toto believes that Mercedes may find some pace in Saudi Arabia because the Jeddah Corniche circuit suits their car better than the Bahrain International Circuit. Toto claims that while Bahrain puts a lot of strain on rear tires, which exposes one of the Mercedes' many weaknesses, Jeddah puts a lot of strain on front tires, which the Mercedes car can handle better. Only time will tell if Toto is a huge liar or not, but seeing as he's usually pessimistic these days, I see this rare bit of optimism as a sign that he is telling the truth.
Box for ad read, J-Bone. Box for ad read.
What's better than finding quality candidates? Finding them instantly. For a powerful hiring partner, you need Indeed. What I love about Indeed is that it makes hiring in one place so easy because Indeed Instant Match is an incredible tool. With Instant Match, as soon as you sponsor a post, you get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description, and you can invite them to apply right away. Candidates you invite to apply through Instant Match are 3 times more likely to apply to your job than candidates who only see it in search, according to US Indeed data. Indeed knows that when you're doing everything for your company, you cannot afford to overspend on hiring. Visit Indeed.com/FBone to start hiring now. Just go to Indeed.com/FBone, Indeed.com/FBONE. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per application pricing not available for everyone. In the minute I've been talking to you, 16 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So need to hire? You need Indeed. Your second storyline, I'm sorry, we just have to talk about this absurd apology letter Mercedes sent to their fans about how embarrassed they are with the current state of their car and how hard they're all going to work to return to glory. Ooh. If your favorite team ever sends out a press release titled "A Letter to the Fans," literally nothing good can possibly come from you reading it. The second you see those words, "A Letter to the Fans," you close tab, turn your phone and computer off, cancel your internet service, sell all your belongings, and move off the grid because literally nothing good can possibly come from you reading it. If you read it, you're either going to realize, wow, my team really stinks and is hopeless if they're sending this out, or you're going to decide, you know what? I'm going to back them in their time of need, and of course, you'll end up disappointed. But in the off chance that the team actually does pull it together and return to glory, guess what? That was going to happen even if you didn't read the press release, okay? So yeah, next time, X out and thank J-Bone later. J-Bone! Your third storyline, is Red Bull about to run away with this F1 season? Seeing as Red Bull absolutely dominated the season opening Bahrain Grand Prix and it wasn't even particularly close, many people think that the 2023 F1 season is already locked up with the key already swallowed by Daniel Ricciardo because someone dared him to do it. And if Red Bull pull off a similarly dominant double car performance in Saudi Arabia, those rumblings will surely turn into grumblings that will only result in negative sentiment surrounding the entire sport until Red Bull show us some sign of weakness at some point, if they ever do. So I ask kindly, Red Bull, please don't dominate in Saudi Arabia so that we can all enjoy Formula One just a little bit more in 2023. Thank you. Your fourth storyline, how will Ferrari respond after a miserable Bahrain Grand Prix? After suffering 1 DNF and 1 driver getting pwned by an Aston Martin, Ferrari will look to bounce back in a big way at a circuit they finished 2-3 at last season. It looks like Leclerc will be avoiding a grid drop, and Ferrari claim to have discovered and fixed the issue that caused him to DNF in Bahrain, so it is actually entirely possible that Ferrari could backdoor a podium in Jeddah or even snag a race win if things get crazy, like they so often do at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Speaking of things getting crazy in Jeddah, your final storyline, will we see the order shaken up at the 2023 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix? Both Saudi Arabian Grand Prix thus far have featured multiple safety cars as well as at least 4 retirements per race. These chaotic happenings are a large part of why the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix sees midfield and backmarker teams often able to finish in the points, which is evidenced by the fact that in the past 2 seasons, only Williams have not finished in the points in Jeddah. So Williams, you know the assignment. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Here are J-Bone's 3 bona fide race predictions for the 2023 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. My first race prediction is that Checo Perez will win the 2023 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Checo is incredible at street circuits, evidenced by his wins in both Monaco and Singapore last season, plus the fact that he was on pole in Saudi Arabia last season and looked on his way to win the race before a badly timed safety car ruined his chances. I think Checo will really take it to Max in Saudi Arabia to cement his place in the title fight this season, and I cannot wait to watch this battle. My second race prediction is that Fernando Alonso will podium once again in Saudi Arabia. After qualifying P7 in Jeddah last season, Fernando Alonso went on to suffer the first of his 6 2022 Grand Prix DNFs during the race. Now the top driver in arguably the second best car on the grid that looks like it has great top speed at a top speed merchant circuit, I love Fernando Alonso to make it back-to-back podiums to start the season in Saudi Arabia. My final race prediction is that Haas's Kevin Magnussen will finish in the points. Everyone knows that K-Mag loves him some street circuits, which is why the only 2 fastest laps he has in his entire career are both at the Singapore Grand Prix, which is of course a street circuit. That is why I absolutely love Kevin Magnussen to finish in the points in Saudi Arabia, just like he did last year, to get Haas their first points of the season and give my Haas delusion syndrome its first validation of the season. Subscribe now so that I can see you back here after the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for my Saudi Arabian Grand Prix recap, where we will all digest the insanity that occurs at this race weekend together. And if you enjoyed this content and want more right now and all F1 season long, just $5 a month on patreon.com/formulabone gets you 2 additional Patreon exclusive videos per month. As a little teaser, here is a clip from my most recent Patreon upload, which is 26 minutes long. Oh yeah, they have all the team around them, and there's the Jackman standing right there, and
The Jackman.
Yeah, it's the guy who lifts the car up from the front.
Right, but I just mean,
Huge.
it seems like
What if there was a really strong, muscular Jackman? They called him Huge Jackman. That might be a character we have to come up with. Huge Jackman. Just a massive Jackman.
But that's implying that it's Hugh Jackman.
No, it's just a huge. He has no association. He can't sing. Wait, Hugh Jackman's not the singer. That's the other guy. Hugh Jackman doesn't. Hugh Jackman does sing.
Yeah, the greatest showman.
He's the greatest showman.
He's the greatest.
This is the greatest show. Is that Fall Out Boy?
What
Right?
was that?
So go check out patreon.com/formulabone now for even more F1 content. Special shout out to my top Patreon supporters, Colkey and @RatedBookie. Until next time, folks. J-Bone! J-Bone!